I saw a little girl and she was just like, have you seen my shoe?
And then suddenly she told me, how come I don't see that lady in that picture anymore? Then I was like, what do you mean you don't see the lady anymore?
Hi, my name is Kai. I'm currently 24 this year. I do ghost story TikToks.
I'm Ray, I'm 25 and I also post ghost stories on TikTok.
Hi, I'm Wei Qing.
Hi, I'm Olivia and we're from 2 Minute Labor. Once in a while we tell horror stories.
Hi, my name is Angelo and I'm from Unfiltered. So, do you believe in spirits or different entities?
I would say I do now, but I used to be a very big skeptic. Obviously, after various encounters, then I'm a solid believer now.
Yes, I do believe that spirits and other entities do exist. Yeah, I've had a good fair share of experiences with them.
Personally, I encounter quite a lot, so I cannot say that I don't believe it.
For me, I also believe. Unlike her, I haven't seen before, thank goodness. But then there are weird things that I've encountered.
Okay, I am a bit half-half about this, really half, because I think for the most of my life, I never really believe in it. But because when people tell me that they see it, I don't want to think that they're lying. And it cannot be collectively a lot of people lying that they see ghosts, right? So it's half is because I believe people when they say they see it, but I don't believe because I don't see it myself. Do you have a third eye, or do you know anyone around you that has one?
My mom used to tell me that I had. And she tried to close it before, but obviously it did not work lah. Then my elder sister also has. My younger sister, I don't know lah, she's too young to know. So I think it's a family thing.
Yes, I have two friends who are pretty close to me and they have third eye. I have the sixth sense, if that counts. By that, it means I can feel where they are and what they are usually. So if let's say a place or maybe a person has a negative entity attached to them, I will know. And if let's say a place has a very, I would say a prominent entity, I would know how prominent they are. I will know exactly where they are, so I can pinpoint their location kind of. I can feel them moving around, but I just don't see them. It's okay, imagine if someone is standing at the corner of a room and then they are walking left and right, and then you can feel them walking left and right, right? Yes, it's exactly that, but they're just invisible.
I know.
I have the third eye. I usually wear this bracelet. So this bracelet is so that I can to cover up the third eye kind of thing. It's to protect me from seeing it. When I don't wear it, right, it's more prominent, and then sometimes the scary one will come out more. And then I'll just oh shit, bruh. That kind of feeling. So it's to protect and to cover up a bit.
I don't have a third eye, but growing up, I have a cousin who had a very, very strong third eye, and being around him is a little bit scary, I would say. I don't know, because he was a very cheeky child also. So he likes to play pranks and all that, but he usually will not play pranks about ghosts because you can tell it in him that he's actually scared. Because he was from the Philippines, and then our house is a landed house, right? When we were playing outside basketball or something, he'll randomly look up at the roof and say hey, do you guys see that or not? And then he wasn't joking, he literally just stopped in the middle and then he'll point at it. He was very young, so I don't know he just pointed at it. Then he will call our helper. Our helper back then apparently also has a third eye. So he will call the helper and say, what is that? Then immediately, right, her face changed and then asked us all to go inside the house, which made me realize that she cannot be lying also. That's why I say that I'm a half-half believer. Do paranormal encounters occur to you frequently? No. Not really. Actually, not at all. But sometimes I feel scared, but I think it's just my mind, in dark places.
I wouldn't say it's I every time I wake up, then I'm oh my god, ghosts. But it's certain periods they are more prone, like ghost festival. Sometimes honestly, if I go and disturb one I go and play the Ouija board or that, then maybe it's on me, but it really depends.
Well, for a period of time, it actually was quite frequent, especially when I was a child. And in my old house, I didn't know it was very haunted, but my father hid that from us the entire time. It kind of validates the entire situation where I always thought that I was scared and my mother kept scolding me, when I was a kid. Why are you so scared, But then turns out she was also scared. My father revealed everything once we moved over to the new house, and turns out that, okay, my entire experience when I was a kid was actually not crazy or anything.
Not frequently, but then there was once I was in Japan, and then at this hotel, there was just this very weird painting that gave me a weird vibe. It was like a foresty looking painting, and then the moment we looked up, right, And then there was this dark figure on the painting, which we weren't even sure whether it was there in the first place. That was my scariest encounter. I think she has more stories to tell.
The scariest one is the one that we went for. Me, her, Tong En, and another of a friend went to this place that I cannot say where is it. But anyways, we went there, and then when we were driving in that time, it's actually a straight road, directly straight road. But then for some reason, when I reversed out, right, I like says, the whole time, like I keep on like turning here, turning there, as though like I cannot look straight, I cannot drive backwards straight, which didn't make sense, ma. Then the second thing is that throughout the whole period, like cause it's pure darkness one, then got things hitting the car, got like this apek smacked my side mirror directly, and then I turned and I looked at my friends, and nobody was like saying anything. They were like really chill, just sitting there like, okay, Ollie, we'll wait for you to drive out. Then I like, busy here. Then afterwards, I stopped the car. I told them like, guys, I cannot carry on. And then everyone was panicking because they were like, dude, you're the only one with the license. You have to drive out.
Do you mind sharing your most scariest encounter?
Scariest. So my friend and I, we were looking for the Lagoon Food Center thing. Because East Coast, the road is very complicated, There's a lot of highways, so it's very hard to cross the road. And we had to find the underpass. And I think we went to the wrong one. And then we came up and then we ended up at some pavement by the highway. There was these stairs leading to nowhere. Like literally nowhere. It just goes down into this green patch of land and there's nothing there. For some reason, I don't even know why there's a stairs there. 9-10 p.m. almost. It was the ghost month too, by the way. And this was last year. We were thinking like, okay, maybe we go down and there will be like a tunnel or something. But then I just had a very bad feeling that we should not be going down there. Then as we were descending into the darkness, halfway through, I just felt a very strong urge to like, we cannot continue this. We cannot move on. Stop. I told an IG story of that stairs, and a lot of my friends who were sensitive to spirits, they all replied to my story. They're like, dude, what the hell are you doing there? There are things down there. And once we went home, that's when the scary things started happening. I was just texting my friend with third eye. Her name is Katrina. Kat, what do you see in this video? Because I cannot see anything. And she told me that, oh, there's this very tall lady with long hair, like impossibly tall, standing right in the path. We were talking about it for a while, and then suddenly she told me, how come I don't see that lady in that picture anymore? Then I was like, what do you mean you don't see a lady anymore? I have this framed holy verse on my wall. The moment I sent that text, what do you mean the lady is not in the picture? One of the hooks just fell and then it just drooped. It just rubbed against the wall and then got that grrr sound, and I was just there like screaming. I was frozen in terror at that period of time. Katrina looked into the picture again. It was there. The lady was back.
I recently had like kind of my first encounter, which is like a physical encounter. I didn't see anything, but it was actually very creepy. So it happened only like a month ago, but I was editing a horror documentary, and I don't know whether it's a coincidence or not, because that night when I went home at 3 or 4 a.m, right, I felt somebody tap my shoulder and I was asleep. So it cannot be like I dreamt of tapping on my shoulder, right? I woke up immediately and turned around, and then I realized that behind me is actually a wall, which kind of creeped me out after thinking about it, because if I actually think about it, right, if there was actually something there, it's lying down next to me. Because it cannot be that I just dreamt of a tap on the shoulder.
At the start, I was a childcare teacher. I think not a lot of people realize that childcare also quite dirty, but again, I won't say which school. So this one quite scary because it affected my children. So like basically my children were sleeping, and then I got this gigantic radio playing music when they sleep. So usually when they sleep, I'll go and like do things like whatever that the teachers need to do. So then I heard a very loud bang. So then that scared me a lot because I was like, I thought one of the kids were trying to play with the radio or this kind of thing. Then I was like, wow, shit. So I run in, right? Everyone is sleeping very peacefully, but then our radio was right smack down on the floor. Like the height where the radio is, right, you really have to climb up and take if you're a child. That one kind of scared me. And then for that period of time when they were sleeping, I had this one particular child, right, that would always cry, sleep, like maybe like 1 hour in, break into tears, the whole world ending, that kind of thing. Subsequently, after not teaching that class for a while, like we switched classes, I have this classroom. Oh my god. I saw this girl run out of the toilet. Like when everybody is sleeping. So then for us, it is sometimes when you see a child running away, you're like, dude, what are you doing? So I'm like, excuse me. Then I walk all the way in, and then we went to like this room, and then cannot find the girl, like completely cannot find. And then I had one colleague that was like bro, who you talking to? I was like, there's a little girl that run in. I thought it's your class one. Then she was like, no, all of my kids are sleeping here. Then I'm like, nice.
This is the story that like kind of like hopped off like my ghost story contents, but I was talking about SP ghost stories, like Singapore Poly. Then I was talking about how there was this tunnel called W3. And like ever since I was in design school, right, the seniors were like, oh, like when you walk past the tunnel, like cannot look up. Then like that time I was planning for camp, like with a group of my friends. Then after that we were at the tunnel around like 12, 1 a.m. doing like recce and like pasting like masking tape lah for our event. So after that I was in the middle of the tunnel. Then after that I just felt very quirky. So I was like, Then I look up. Then I saw like every time I say this, people be like, what the fuck? But it's like a half lizard, half woman thingy like crawling up. Because on top, right, it's just pipes. So she was just crawling within the pipes. And I was like, yeah, I think that was my scariest one. Well, okay, most recent is very stupid. I didn't see anything, but I was just in hall, like in NTU. So after that, there was once, I think after like one of our drinking sessions, we found a very, very small red shoe outside our door. Then I cannot be asked, right, our feet like so freaking big. So after that, we send in like the groups and stuff, like, oh, anyone's shoe, come and claim, if not we're gonna throw it away. Then everyone's like, what the fuck? It's like baby shoes like that. I told my roommate, okay, let's just leave it there because it's Ghost Festival and I don't want to, like, I've learned my mistake lah, I don't want to like cause anything. So we left it there. But my roommate like itchy hand, so he started moving the shoe around as a prank. So it's like, he'll put it at my neighbor, then my neighbor like, what the fuck? Like, you'll put at my door, then he'll put it at my friend's door. So it became like a running joke during Ghost Festival, like, he like, see where the red shoe turned up. Like, it disappeared lah, because I didn't really go and keep track where the fuck they put the shoes lah. There was this one night, I think like 2 days before Ghost Festival ended, I was sleeping. Then I had a dream that someone knocked on my door. So I had to open. Then I saw a little girl and she was just like, have you seen my shoe? And then I woke up because I heard glass shattering. After my roommate also woke up. Then he was like, Kai, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Then suddenly we looked over at like my table. There was like a glass wine cup. Like it was sliced into half. So the base of it was on my table. Then the other half was missing. Then we just turned on the light. Then we searched the whole room, right? We found the other half of the glass cup like at the door. So our base was here, the cup is here. Then the other half of the cup was all the way at the door. Then I told him about the whole thing. Then he was just like, fuck! Then he just left. Then I didn't know where he went. So he came back with the red shoe. Then he was like, I put in the dustbin. Then we just put the red shoe outside our door, like where we found it. Then we just squat there. Then we just, sorry. Until like 7 a.m. when the sun came up and then we went back to sleep. Then on the last day I went for class. Then when I came back to pack up to go home, it disappeared.
Did you perform any rituals, pray after the encounter?
Usually I will pray lah, because I'm Catholic, right? So I would like a prayer in a sense to say whenever you feel scared, anxious or something around you. It's like a Jesus, Mary and Joseph kind of thing.
My helper when I was young, because I think she's very sensitive, so she also knew I was very like off lah as a kid. Then one day she just suddenly sit me down, then she asked me to take my favorite book, then she asked me to write down a prayer. I think she taught me her prayer. I don't know whether it worked for me, but I just kept it as like a in case lah.
Got holy water at home. Like if it touches me or anything, like say I'll use the holy water to like, if it's on my leg, then I'll like put it on my leg. Prayer, use the prayer music and then we just blast like free one. But people comment that say like, it actually attracts them, which I'm like, what the?
I pray. I read a lot of recitations until I feel safe.
Thank you for watching this video.
Make sure to like, share and subscribe.
And we'll see you again next time.
Bye.